Welcome back to the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. My name is Emile Franchi, and a change of formation in the game we saw at the weekend still produced no goals, but at least it was a 0-0 against Burnley, which means another point at home. And that is kind of me looking at all the positives that we can take from this game. We'll start off with the man who's always got a few positives about him, Martin Dubravka. Rarely tested by Burnley, even when Chris Wood came on, he helped towards the clean sheet. I think the defence was a bit tighter this week than it has in recent weeks. But a few decent stops all the same, especially in the first half where it was kind of parried onto the post. Good job from the keeper. 8 for Dubravka. On to Javier Manquillo, who I think has been a massive miss. I was relieved to see him back in the team. A good job breaking down the wing as well. There was a lot of the first half where they weren't using him. They were trying to get the ball to Jolinton. You could see Dubravka aiming there every time. Eventually, Manquillo got brought into the game and we were attacking, especially getting into the box, which was the main thing. But a few too many poor passes, which were coming from Manquillo, really let him down. Dangerous, though. That's the main thing. That's what we like to see. And he's a decent defender as well. 7 for Manquillo. On to Fernandes, who I think coped with the height of the Burnley team, certainly the strength. He had what we needed at the back. There was a few decent tackles in there as well. I think even the Fantasy League were picking up on Fernandes being quite a good selection, which I know it means nothing, but for some people, that is probably the highlight of your weekend if you're watching Newcastle. So I'm going to give Fernandes an 8. I thought he had a decent game. Jamal Lascelles was the weaker of the two centre-backs, which is worrying that he's the captain. He lost concentration a lot. I don't know if it was the fact that he was in a back four this week, but he got pushed back a lot from good positions. He sometimes looked like he was frustrated, like he didn't know what to do when the crowd was certainly getting on his back. Some poor passes as well. So yeah, Lascelles gets 5, unfortunately. Danny Rose, I think, looked a bit better. He had a bit more movement down the wing. The link-ups were building with whoever's in front of him. It would be good to see that starting up because it's obviously what we had with Jetro Willems, but he's been removed now. So still a little off the pace, but defensively, I thought he was sound. Rose gets 6. Richie back in the midfield, which I think is a great move for him. He gave us his all. He ran back and forth. You saw him just pelting back. If he lost the ball, if someone lost the ball, he was trying everything to get us something from that game. And it did result in a point. A lot of that was, I said, is down to Richie. A couple of attempts that he had in this game, and he should have done better in that final one where he was away on goal. But things just weren't going our way when it came to actually scoring, which is just... never mind, I say that, but if it comes back to haunt us, then never mind. Richie gets 8. I thought he was a very good player this game. Hayden, he wasn't really doing much of a job of protecting that back four. I know that Burnley obviously didn't score, but Hayden a lot of the time was this negative player which was passing the ball back. The crowd were getting annoyed, as I mentioned, and you want to see him putting it forward a bit more. Some solid challenges though, but not a great game from Hayden, so I'll give him 4. Shelby, slow to grow into this one, but he did give us a real threat when he put his mind to it. There was a few clever passes where he got the ball and just flicked it straight around to him. Manquillo picked it up a few times, and I thought, that's good. But then other times he got it, and it was like, woof, off it goes straight away. And you're like, keep it for a second. And obviously, he was leading the charge in that final moment for Richie to miss. But maybe he should have taken the shot. He was listening to the crowd a lot. When he did get the ball out far out, certainly one from a corner. There's a few bits there. Nice to see Shelby back. We obviously look a bit more attacking when he is in there. 7 for Shelby, coming back from an injury as well. Let's just take note of that. Jolinton in a new position, by far his best game to date. Certainly at home, he worked both ends. You saw him doing the defensive work. You saw him getting back. You saw him having a few clever bits on the ball. There was one where he set off an attack and it nearly came to something, and you thought, right, okay, this guy's got a bit of an idea of what to do now. And arguably now he's got less chance to score, which adds more weight onto that number 9 role. But take that 9 away, forget about the price tag for a second, and I think that he had a decent game with this one. But he did struggle a little bit with Burnley and their physicality, but that's to be expected when it comes to Burnley. 8 for Jolinton, I think he deserves that. Almiron, usual hard work in this game. He did well to nick the ball a few times and run away. And I've spotted he's got this really good ability. I don't think I've just spotted it in this game, but in particular, this game, he would be getting the ball where his back would be facing our goal. He'd do a very quick turn and he'd almost just like always get into the position he needed and beat at least 2 or 3 men, which is a real trait of ours. And I think he looked better in the position he was in this game, at least. 7 for Almiron. Gale was up front, and another one like Shelby, back from injury. He grew into this game. He had some of our best chances. There was a glorious one on goal in the first half, and in the second half he had that bicycle kick. Gale's got a bit more confidence. He broke away a few times. He just needs to try and maybe get a few stronger, earlier shots away. But Gale gets 8. And on the subs, just the one in this game, strangely, but it was hard to change what was working, I guess. I don't know what you would do. Saint-Maximin came on for Joe Linton. It was a like-for-like in that game's formation. And perhaps he should have started, yes, but gave some extra creativity to the wing. Burnley had him covered by the end of it. But he did break. He got that little run, which we saw. And, you know, some teams might struggle with that. Let's hope that there are teams less physical and less defensively set up than Burnley that we can take. I'm talking about Villa, maybe Southampton away. We've even got Sheffield United at home. I just hope that something happens. Saint-Maximin was on short part of the game, but I think we'll give him a 6 on this occasion. A positive game. But those positives were wiped by the lack of a win and the fact that the other results mean that we can't rest easy now, but we knew this was going to happen. Burnley set up for it, sadly, which is annoying because you want to see a team that can at least try and win games and that are in form, maybe do a bit more, but we'll take that, I guess. We stopped them from winning. It's on to a huge week for the club. We've got the cup game, which could see us going at the quarterfinals. It'll be amazing if we get there. It'll be a bit of a morale booster like we've seen from the other cup games, and hopefully we can carry that on to Southampton. Don't lose the faith just yet. Maybe next week. We didn't lose. Anything else? I'll see you next time.